experts are saying that the ramp up period of this thing may not hit us when most people get affected by this thing, will not hit until maybe late May, June, or maybe even July, when most people will get infected or hit by this thing. That's a scary proposition. The concept of schools reopening, I think that schools will not reopen this year. I really feel sorry for the class of 2020 because the concept of proms and graduations occurring is not likely to occur or not in a traditional way. The class of 2020 is really going to get the short end of the stick as far as having those traditional ceremonies.
Well, I was over in Germany in 1963, and all of German people talked about the bubonic plague, and most of them don't drink water because of that. The water was contaminated, so instead of you go ask for water in a bar, and they say it's nichts gut. They'd rather give you a beer than a glass of water.
Mm-hmm.
So it's scary. You know, um, I I I hope this thing just goes away, and
Well,
but it's not gonna go away.
it's not going to go away, and I think that people need to be cognizant and conscious that social distance, keeping that 6 foot distance,
Mm-hmm.
is a good practice. Being conscious of washing your hands, keeping social distance, making sure that you are making sure that people that come in that you come in contact with, that people that are coming in and out of your house, that you are making sure your children are practicing washing their hands and doing different things, and then making sure that when you go out, that it's really for something that's important, and that you're not just going out on frivolous things and just going here and there willy nilly. The world is going to change for the next few months, or should change, if you really want to protect the people that you love. Just going outside and then coming back in to pick up your baby and being in contact with people, you're putting your family in danger. Right now, they have not told us what the incubation period is for this disease. You might have the virus and don't even know it. They have not told you or told us what the incubation period is. They have not told us what the incubate or how long this virus can last on a stainless steel surface. They have not told us how long this virus can last on a wooden surface. They have not told us how long this virus can last on various surfaces. This is scary. Normally, you have these superpower countries, the United States, Germany, Italy, China, working on finding a cure for this virus, but there's so much we don't know about this new virus. This is a virus that the world has not seen before. This is really scary. We, especially African Americans, need to be taking this very seriously and not having our children just going to the playground playing basketball. Our government in this city needs to be taking down these basketball hoops. I tried, like I said, I tried calling today saying we need to be taking this seriously. We need to be taking down these hoops. I shouldn't be getting diverted 3 times and saying we'll have somebody call you back. Somebody Parks and Rec at the county level needs to be taking this seriously. I shouldn't be getting bounced around.
They didn't call you back.
I haven't
Call you back.
I haven't gotten a call back yet.
Well, what about the mayor? Is he saying anything?
I got diverted to the mayor's assistant. The mayor's assistant diverted me to someone else. I was told I need to call somebody at the county Parks and Rec, and then I was told that somebody would call me back.
A little bit of buck passing, huh?
Buck passing when I said that their voice is bigger than mine as a private citizen,
Right.
and that they should be calling the county and telling somebody who's in charge of Parks and Rec to do this. It's kind of scary.
The average citizen then has no
It's bureaucracy is an interesting thing. I don't want to point the finger at anybody. I want to solve this problem. So if the police should be shutting down these mass gatherings in other cities, when people are mass gathering, they're shutting it down. The governor has given a direct order that mass gatherings should be shut down and nobody should be gathering like this. But we see these kids gathering at playgrounds and whatnot, and it's kind of not their fault. Parents should be responsible to a degree, but we need to solve this problem.
Right.
It's kind of scary, and these are kids.
You very seldom see a police car over in our area. You know that.
Well, that's the north side of Flint,
Yeah.
and
And
infrastructure and other issues are not usually a high priority.
but I tell you, they've got to. We need more people in law enforcement. Like you say, those people could go out there and tell them, hey, you got to cut this out. You got to disperse, you know. And they would do it, I believe, if the police would tell them. Because the average citizen going out there and telling them, they'll laugh in your face.
Yeah. If we just can't take a truck and yank the rims down.
Mm-hmm.
That would be irresponsible for
Right.
us as citizens. And kids are going to be kids, and they're going to want to play around the rim. You want kids to enjoy the sunshine. You don't want to rain on their parade, but this is something that's jeopardizing their life at this point in time. This is an unusual situation, and this is a strange thing. But this virus, I think we should be taken more seriously, especially in our community. There are a lot of things that are happening with this virus and impacting our community in a different way. The governor says that the supply chain is correct and that supplies should be everywhere, but we can't find toilet paper in our community. It's almost like a let them eat cake situation. The supplies are there, but we got price gouging in our community. We don't have toilet paper in our community, but they say that the supplies are there.
It's tough.
I'm not seeing it there.
I don't see it either. Because I went to the store yesterday, and the guy said, hey, man, come back at 1 o'clock. It'll be coming in, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And by the time I went back, the store was closed. So
Well, we got beer, cigarettes, and lottery tickets, but we don't
All
have
the
any
time.
toilet. But
That's
we don't have toilet paper.
that's right. They're keeping them open, you know? And I just wonder, we have got to be more responsible citizens. And that's from the top down. The mayor and everybody's got to be more responsible. You wasn't able to get a hold of a councilman, you know? And the one you got a hold of, he was busy on something else.
Right.
So,
He wasn't the councilman for my area, and I'm not going to call out
Right.
any names, but
right. But he did talk to you,
right. So
and you never got a call from our councilman, right?
well, I wasn't able to connect with him. So
Yeah. Well, he told me to call him, and I never got a call back from him. So I don't know. He's just not in contact with his constituency. I don't know what it's going to take to get in tune with what's going on in this.
well, maybe someone hearing this broadcast has a better contact or a better phone number to reach a government official to address some of these issues that we're talking about.
Right.
Or maybe we can get the governor or one of their assistants to come visit one of our stores and see the items that we're missing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember going to the store and we don't have flour in the store, and we don't have toilet paper in the store. Maybe their stores have those items, but we don't. But they say there's not a supply issue.
You shouldn't have to go 5 miles away to get what you need when we have neighborhood stores that don't have them.
Well, people in our community don't have cars to go 5 miles
Right.
away.
That's right. We need local stores supplied.
And there shouldn't be price gouging either. A roll of toilet paper or certain items shouldn't be increased in price at this time either.
You're listening to WFOV 92.1 LP FM, Flint, Michigan. This is a community service, Flint Odyssey House Incorporated. We are on University Drive, University Avenue. This is the university, going to be a university town in formerly Auto City. Back to you, brother.
You got the original,
That's Terry Crews.
the original Terry Crews in the house.
Yes. And Mr. Marcus he hasn't been in Flint. How long have you been in Flint?
About 4 or 5 years now.
About 4 or 5 years. You know, and I tell you what, you seem to have grabbed hold of things that people that been here for years haven't even tackled or touched on, you know? But you came in here and you saw things, and I think you started things happening.
Well, sometimes when you come from a different perspective, you just have a different angle on things.
Right.
So, if you coming from left field, sometimes you just have a different point of view.
Yeah.
You look at things a little squirrely, then people think it's unique. I'm just adding a little hot sauce to it.
Yeah. But we as a people always say, well, it's always been that way. It don't have to always be that way. It can be changed.
Well, my point of view is sometimes if you don't like the way things are, sometimes you have to change it.
You're right.
If nobody wants to help you change it, then you change it by yourself.
Right. You got to start.
If you don't like trash in the street, go pick it up.
That's right. That's right. And that's another thing. People throwing things down and you don't know where their hands have been, and
right.
They throw them down all over the city. And this pandemic is no joke.
I don't think a lot of us are taking it seriously. I've been on the computer and I've been seeing people throwing parties. This has not happened in our lifetime. People used to throw chickenpox parties,
right?
Where mamas would say, "Well, let's bring our kids together. Let's get this chickenpox thing over with, and let's have all our kids get the chickenpox at the same time, and then we can babysit for each other and get it over with." This
right.
is not the chickenpox where you're just going to have it and get over it. At least 20% of the people, from the statistics I heard, at least 20% of the people are going to have a severe case of this because we've never been exposed to this virus before. That means that a number of people are going to need to go to the hospital. A number of people are going to need respirators. That's why they are needing to build respirators where people are going to have to be attached to machines that are going to have to breathe for them.
I understand General Motors got on the bandwagon today.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. It was kind of funny. General Motors decided on their own to start building the machines, and then the president gave them an order to build them. This is going to be one of the most interesting things.
It is.
When they look at this presidency historically.
Ford, I think they voluntarily started, and they was the first with the iron lung, and during polio time. And I don't know what else they did, but they've been pioneers all the way. Starting in the auto industry, they were pioneers, and that $5 a day work, it worked.
Well, that $5 a day brought my great grandfather to Detroit.
Yeah.
So, but I'm just hoping that if you are within earshot of this, and you have children or grandchildren, or if you see young people out in the street, or if you have family members out there, that you make sure that they're taking this seriously, or that you pass the word that we need to take this thing very seriously, because to have your children out there, and I know it's important for them to socialize, but we need to be taking this social distancing seriously.
A friend of mine, Laverne Williams, she was talking about that. We were talking about it for the last 2 days about what's going on, And hey, I don't know how long it's going to last, but we have got to get in lockstep with this.
We have to change the way that we do things for the next few months. They haven't proclaimed martial law, but I'm almost to the point of saying that maybe that's what needs to be done. I know other states aren't doing it, but if we're to the point where people are being silly enough to go ahead and continue to party and going along with life as normal and usual, and people are violating this, they are risking other people's lives. And it's kind of scary. You see traffic continuing to go. You see people riding motorcycles and just partying la-di-da. It's one thing to be isolated and to get exercise on your own, or to go out gardening on your own. And it's important to continue to exercise, but show some common sense. Especially if you have children or elderly or people that have a compromised immune system in your life. If you have people that you love or care about, and you're going willy-nilly in your world, and you're coming back home, bringing this stuff back home with you, it's basically like you're bringing a threat, you're bringing disease back inside your house.
Inside your house, yes. I can remember being in the army where we had to wear gas masks all day.
Mm-hmm.
It's miserable. So you got people in that hospital they have to keep these respirators going, and I guess I would have bet it was it will be miserable. So,
Well, people have to understand how this disease is spread. Somebody coughs, you get mucus, and you get spores, and you get saliva, or you get all the germs on your hands.
mm-hmm.
You touch somebody else's hands, you kiss them, they cough on you, they put this stuff in the air, they sneeze, that goes inside the air. You come in contact with it, it gets inside your eyes, your nose, your mouth, or you touch a surface that they have touched, and you touch your face or whatever. You go home, you touch a doorknob, you touch a railing, you touch the handles on the sink, and you don't wash your hands or whatever. A child touches that doorknob next. That child has it.
Yeah, that's right.
Your mama has it. You sit there and you drink out of a bottle and let your wife drink out of that same bottle. She has it. People are not realizing how easy it is to pass and spread this stuff. You touch the door on your car,
mm-hmm.
and somebody else touches the door on your car. Your car keys, you're passing this along. You touch a magazine or whatever, and it gets passed just that simple and just that easy.
I remember my boys, both my sons came down with the mumps.
Mm-hmm.
And that one week I was running around there laughing at them because they were looking like little squirrels.
Uh-huh.
the next week, there I was, 30 years old with the mumps. And my mama told me, I thought you had them. I thought I had them too. But you have to be careful. And that was a miserable time too with the mumps. Just ordinary diseases, childhood diseases, I guess.
Well, it's scary out there, and there are people out there accounting their trials and tribulations with this disease, and some people are getting mild versions of the coronavirus, but there are people that are getting very serious. And I'm stating again, 20% of the people who catch this are going to get a serious version of the coronavirus. You don't want your child, your grandmama, your wife, your sister, your brother to get or yourself to get the serious version of this. Again, this coronavirus is something that's new. This is one of those 100-year pandemics, and what's scary is a lot of people are going to say, I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
And believe it or not, we have not seen the worst of this yet. The worst is yet to come, and this is what people on television are not telling us. They're not telling us that the worst is yet to come. They're not telling us that we need to be batting down the hatches harder right now. They're not telling us that this is going to last for months. They're not telling us what the incubation period is. They're not telling us how long this stuff lasts on the surface. There's a lot of questions that I want to ask. There's a lot of questions that have not been answered. And that's what's really scaring me, is because they have not told us what the incubation period is for this stuff. They have not told us how long
and
this stuff gets.
Washington is saying, hey, we're going to get it. We're going to Easter. Everything will be okay in Easter. No, it won't.
When they haven't told you how long this stuff survives on stainless steel,
they don't know.
When they haven't told you how long it survives on wood, when they haven't told you how long the incubation period is inside of a human being, that's what's scary. When they haven't told you if it's mutated or not, it's kind of scary. I don't know if this can jump or if it will jump between animals and dogs and whatnot, and I might be just speculating crazy.
Yeah.
But it's kind of scary, the answers that they don't have about this yet.
I think the jet stream will deliver a lot of stuff to us.
Well, they say it's not airborne like that yet, but it's airborne where it has to be transmitted from one human to another within a certain vicinity.
Okay.
But it can't just flow with the breeze.
Mm-hmm.
It would be scary if it becomes airborne like that. Then I think we're all in trouble.
Right.
If it's just totally airborne like that. But I think there's a difference between that type of airborne and the type of airborne where it can be sneezed out.
What is your understanding about the things that's happening in Korea? They claim they're flatlining over there.
if they're flatlining over there, I'm so happy to hear that because I haven't heard about any countries flatlining. I've heard that Italy had a number of people get cured today, but I'm still waiting to hear about somewhere in the United States where they've hit that breaching point where they're seeing a lessening of people getting sick. But right now we are still climbing here in Michigan, and that's really scary. And you still have a number of states here in the United States that have not gone to the shutdown protocols or the social distancing, and that's what's really scary. We need to have a uniform protocol, and we need to start getting people on the same page here in the United States.
Right. Again, this is WFOV 92.1 LPFM, Flint, Michigan, University Avenue, and University Avenue, College Town, future College Town, former Auto City. What you got, my brother?
I just want to wish everybody well. I want everybody to stay safe out there. Stay close to the people that you are with. Find other ways of sharing your love besides going out and visiting them. That's what telephones were made for.
That's right.
Tell them that you love them. Tell people to stay safe and stay at home. Keep and protect your children. Get somebody out there to them basketball courts and take them down for right now.
Right. We need to get that under control. This is. I'm telling you, I really fear this mess. I fear it because you can't see it. You don't know.
We need to be treating this thing like it's a serial killer, like it's a monster, like it's the boogeyman. And I think that when this thing is over and done with, we're all going to know somebody, personally know somebody who has suffered the worst from this. And I hate to say that, but we're all going to know somebody personally that has suffered from this.
There's an old saying, prepare for the worst and hope that it never comes.
Right. Prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
That it never comes. That's right.
30 seconds.
This is WFOV 92.1 LPFM, Flint, Michigan. The world, according to Terry Crews. I would like to have you here again next week at 8 o'clock with some interesting subject. Please listen in again. Thank you.
Be safe, y'all.
Yep. Be safe.